Hello, my name is Lara, and here's a more in-depth presentation about info and what kind of makes up an info topic. So first, how to come up with an info topic. When you first think of info, you kind of think, wow, you're given a lot of creative ability into, well, what your topic is going to be, and you do to an extent. There are like specific categories into that your info topic falls into. So first there's definition speeches. So an example of this would be Asian American history. So you're giving a speech about Asian American history. So you take the definition of Asian American, and throughout your speech you are basically defining that. That's in your info. You are giving the audience and informing the audience the definition of being Asian American or just Asian American history. You can do demonstration speeches, for example, how toilets work. So you could demonstrate to your audience throughout your speech how exactly do toilets work. And then you can do explanatory speeches, which is kind of you're explaining like the daily life of Marie Antoinette. You don't see this too often in info, but obviously if you do go this route, it's very unique and it's done usually really well. So you're just kind of following what makes up the daily life of Marie Antoinette, which I think a lot of people are wondering, me included. So finally, there are descriptive speeches. This is probably the most common one. So they'll be like, what is like a description of like a New York City rat, and you'll give your 10-minute speech about that. A lot of people do like medical issues, childhood dementia, procrastination, sleep deprivation, so kind of a description into those sort of things, or just social issues that are plaguing our society, but instead of kind of giving a solution to those social issues as some other platform speeches are, you are kind of just presenting those social issues. And then questions that would kind of help kind of conjure up that info speech, because obviously it's something that you want to be passionate about. You like researching about this because researching is definitely a huge portion of info, and you want to be able to go on stage, and during those full 10 minutes, it's actually 10 minutes and 30 seconds because you get a 30-second grace period, you want to be able to feel confident when you're speaking with. So this is most popular is like, what is your Roman Empire? So what is something like a topic or event that you think about daily, like day in, day out? When you're like biking to school, you'd be like, oh my god, that's crazy. Or just kind of lying in your bed before you go to sleep at night. What is something that it doesn't need to be daily, but it is something that you're like, I've always wondered. And then here's now kind of the place where you can continue that curiosity. Like for me, probably be the burning of the Great Library of Alexandria. So that would be an info speech for me, and that would be a description or maybe even a definition for an info speech. If you were to go back, it'd be like a definition, giving the definition of the library. If for people that don't know, it's an old library that burned down millions of years ago. Or I could be, giving a description, like a descriptive speech. So are you more passionate about world or like social issues? That's definitely something that you can kind of think about. A lot of times there are like info topic examples online, but in my opinion, if an info topic comes from the heart, it truly makes a most passionate speech, which I think is a huge benefit when you're building your info. So here's the structure of an info. You have your hook, so this kind of encapsulates your thesis, so it's what you'll be talking about, and you have your roadmap. Your roadmap is something that you'll see pretty often in speech. It's probably one sentence, and it describes to the audience kind of what you'll be doing. So roadmap will be like, first we'll be starting with this. If I was talking about the Great Library of Alexandria, I'd be like, first we'll talk about the history, then we'll talk about how it, was set on fire, because it was set on fire, and then we'll talk about the lasting impacts of this library. So I'm kind of bringing my audience through my structure of my speech before I'm actually giving my speech, so that it can kind of hold as like a roadmap into where you are. And then after that, you have your 3 main points. So it's kind of like your 3 body paragraphs. It's kind of just like an essay, your 3 body paragraphs, and these body paragraphs are definitely up to you into what you want to utilize your time into kind of talking about, because this is a large portion of your speech, and then also why you should care. So this is where you kind of talk to the audience about why this is necessary, that they should be listening to this, and then after that it's your conclusion. And then what to really expect from a round. This is just some tips. So typically there's 6 to 7 speakers, and then each speech is obviously around 10 minutes long, so a round will usually take 70 to 80 minutes. It also takes a while to set up your boards. Boards will be in the next presentation. And just in conclusion, info content is important. Thank you.